I guess the kids here know the, the da-da-da-da-dun. Yeah. And that's going to...
Picture a warm summer night in 1965. Families huddle around black and white TVs, waiting eagerly for their weekly escape into the eerie yet endearing world of a delightfully bizarre family. The catchy snap of fingers echoes, a creaky door opens, and Gomez Addams bursts onto the screen, eyes twinkling, mustache impeccably groomed, passionately kissing Morticia's arm. Viewers laugh and blush simultaneously, aware they're witnessing something both delightful and daring. Actor John Astin effortlessly blends charm comedy and subtle rebellion, but behind his playful persona, Astin concealed secrets capable of rocking even Hollywood's sturdy foundations. Born on March 30th, 1930 in Baltimore, Maryland, John Allen Astin was raised in an environment of precision and academics. His father, Dr. Allen Astin, ran the National Bureau of Standards, instilling in young John a disciplined approach to life. Initially, Astin followed the academic path dutifully, studying mathematics at Washington and Jefferson College. Yet one fateful evening at a student theater production, his life changed course dramatically. The electrifying thrill of performing, the applause of the audience, and the raw energy of live theater gripped him irrevocably. Soon, mathematics was replaced by drama, and Astin transferred to Johns Hopkins University, embarking on a lifelong passion for acting. Astin's early years were marked by hard-earned opportunities and endless auditions. He moved to New York, sharing cramped apartments, surviving on spaghetti dinners, and taking odd voiceover jobs to pay rent. His perseverance paid off with a small role in The Threepenny Opera, showcasing his comic timing and agile stage presence. Bit by bit, he built a reputation as a reliable and charismatic performer, eventually landing a memorable cameo in the iconic film West Side Story, which paved the way for more comedic supporting roles alongside stars like Doris Day. Television quickly recognized Astin's unique appeal. His first major sitcom role came with I'm Dickens, He's Fenster, opposite Marty Ingalls. Astin shone in front of live studio audiences, displaying impeccable comedic timing. Despite critical acclaim, the show was prematurely canceled, but it opened doors for his defining role, Gomez Addams. His humor wasn't just slapstick. It was strategic, intuitive, and deeply rooted in an understanding of audience psychology. When The Addams Family debuted in 1964, Astin's portrayal of Gomez was groundbreaking. He expertly balanced humor, romance, and an element of playful scandal. At a time when television families rarely exhibited intimacy, Astin's Gomez passionately adored Morticia, redefining television's depiction of marriage. Astin cleverly used humor to bypass conservative censorship, pushing boundaries subtly yet effectively. Audiences loved him, and Gomez became a beloved pop culture icon. He took risks that might have derailed lesser actors, but instead he transformed boundaries into bold comedic innovation. Behind the scenes, Astin contributed ideas that deepened the show's humor. He worked closely with writers, fine-tuning Gomez's quirks, his swordplay, his toy train explosions, his obsession with legal documents. Astin believed comedy was a science and often mapped out character reactions with a mathematical precision that stunned his peers. It was this analytical approach rooted in his early love for math that made his improvisations so sharp. Astin's success on The Addams Family skyrocketed him into fame, but brought immense pressure. His schedule was relentless, filming episodes, attending publicity events, and guest starring on popular shows like Batman, where he briefly portrayed the Riddler. Despite exhausting workloads, Astin remained dedicated, turning every performance into an opportunity to expand his comedic range and connect with audiences. He embraced every quirky opportunity, from voicing characters in animation to diving headfirst into slapstick-heavy TV films that others might dismiss as too eccentric. He returned again and again to the character of Gomez, voicing the role in animated versions and appearing in reunion specials, never shying away from the part that made him famous. His loyalty to the character wasn't just professional, it was personal. He had poured so much of his essence into Gomez that fans found it hard to separate the two. And perhaps that's because, in some ways, they were one and the same. Off-screen, Astin's personal life was becoming increasingly complicated. Married to his first wife, Suzanne Hahn, he seemed to have a stable family life with 3 sons. However, his relationship with actress Patty Duke soon altered that facade. Patty Duke, an Oscar-winning actress struggling with fame and personal demons, found solace in Astin's warmth and stability. Their chemistry was instant and intense, complicating matters given both were still entangled in other relationships. Duke's brief, impulsive marriage to promoter Michael Tell and relationship with Desi Arnaz Jr. further muddied waters when she discovered she was pregnant. Public speculation ran wild about the child's paternity. Choosing to protect Duke and her unborn child from scandal, Astin stepped forward, publicly claiming the child as his own. The birth of John Astin in 1971 seemed to solidify this narrative, temporarily quieting gossip columns eager for scandal. Astin's calm handling of the situation, his genuine affection for Duke and unwavering support diffused potential controversy. Instead of igniting tabloid frenzy, Astin's dignified presence redirected attention back toward his career and family. It was a choice that required patience, strength, and emotional clarity. It also marked a turning point in his public image, one that leaned not just into humor, but also into nobility. Their relationship was far from simple. Duke's mental health challenges often pushed their household to its limits. At times, she would disappear for days or act out in manic episodes that baffled friends and family. Astin, for his part, remained a steadying force, calm, thoughtful, and always searching for a way to help her heal. Though their marriage would not last, the empathy and loyalty he showed during those turbulent years earned him the lifelong love of the son he helped raise. Astin maintained steady professional momentum. He starred in quirky projects like Evil Roy Slade, Operation Petticoat, and the cult classic Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, where his comedic brilliance thrived. He also appeared in educational programs, lent his voice to public service announcements, and took on roles in regional theater. His passion for storytelling extended beyond screen and stage, often guest lecturing at universities about the power of character work and timing. At film festivals and conventions, he delighted fans not only by revisiting Gomez's iconic mannerisms, but also by offering a glimpse into the discipline and intellect behind his comic genius. In later years, Astin began penning essays and short plays, often reflecting on the strange intersection of fame and anonymity that defined much of his career. He wrote fondly of working with classic stars like Mickey Rooney and Lucille Ball, whom he credited with teaching him the true value of improvisation and risk. He also contributed regularly to theater journals, sharing insights into comedic theory, acting philosophy, and the emotional resilience required to survive show business. He also took pride in working on lesser-known passion projects. One of his favorites was a short film called Prelude, which he wrote, directed, and starred in. The story, about a lonely man who finds meaning in a supermarket produce aisle, was both touching and whimsical. It won several festival awards and proved that Astin's talents extended far beyond zany comedies. Astin was not content to rest on the laurels of his success. He constantly evolved, taking on roles in dramas, thrillers, and even horror. His guest appearances on shows like Murder, She Wrote, Night Court, and Tales from the Crypt allowed him to explore the darker corners of character work while still maintaining his light-hearted brand. He seamlessly moved between genres, proving that his comedic timing was matched only by his emotional depth. In the mid-1980s, Patty Duke dramatically confessed to Sean that his biological father might actually be Desi Arnaz Jr., reigniting old uncertainties. A decade later, a chance encounter with a relative of Michael Tell prompted Sean to finally pursue a DNA test. Results shocked everyone. Michael Tell was Sean's biological father. However, Sean Astin publicly affirmed John Astin as his true father figure, crediting John's unwavering love and guidance as foundational in his life. The emotional strength of that bond, built through years of presence and support, overshadowed the biology of the situation. The quiet management of this deeply personal family saga exemplifies Astin's brilliance in navigating fame. His consistent kindness, approachable persona, and strategic control over his narrative prevented his personal affairs from becoming Hollywood scandals. Unlike many contemporaries whose lives unraveled publicly, Astin's careful balance of humor and dignity kept controversy largely hidden beneath a friendly, harmless facade. He showed that being genuinely decent could be a form of quiet resistance in an industry obsessed with spectacle. Astin's comedic legacy is further solidified through roles others might dismiss. He openly enjoyed being typecast, understanding his genuine rapport with audiences. His memorable contributions as a voice actor, particularly reprising Gomez Addams in animated adaptations, kept him close to the franchise he loved dearly. Through these roles, he consistently delivered entertainment infused with warmth, humor, and irreverence. His voice work revealed an actor deeply attuned to rhythm, tone, and emotional cadence, elements often underappreciated in animation. Astin also became deeply invested in mentorship and education, accepting a teaching position at Johns Hopkins University. He passionately nurtured future generations of actors, emphasizing comedy's mechanics and life's nuanced lessons. His classroom was a space of exploration and encouragement. Former students describe him as both a taskmaster and a cheerleader, demanding precision but always with a smile. His dedication to education highlighted his commitment to fostering creativity and supporting young artists, ensuring that his legacy would be carried forward through the talents of others. Astin quietly engaged in philanthropy, funding affordable theater experiences and mental health advocacy initiatives, particularly honoring Patty Duke's bipolar disorder struggles. These contributions further demonstrate his genuine empathy and dedication to community. He supported Baltimore's vagabond players and advocated for arts accessibility in underserved communities. In a world that often isolates the vulnerable, Astin consistently chose inclusion and upliftment. Finding personal happiness later in life, Astin's third marriage to Valerie Ann Sandoval provided stability and contentment. Away from Hollywood's glare, their peaceful life offered Astin simplicity and joy, starkly contrasting his earlier complexities. They shared long walks through Baltimore's historic neighborhoods, spent evenings reading aloud to each other, and hosted intimate gatherings filled with music, laughter, and storytelling. Now at 95, John Astin remains warmly celebrated, an enduring symbol of laughter, kindness, and integrity. His subtle, effective handling of personal challenges kept scandals at bay, preserving his reputation and legacy. Astin's life reflects resilience, humor, and compassion, proving that true celebrity can emerge from authenticity rather than controversy. He stands as a reminder that a career built on character, both on-screen and off, is more lasting than any headline. Ultimately, Astin's enduring charm and genuine humanity continue to captivate audiences, confirming that integrity and kindness are indeed Hollywood's greatest treasures. The industry may have changed dramatically since the days of black and white television, but the core values Astin championed, love, loyalty, and laughter, remain timeless. And somewhere, even now, an old TV replays that famous snap of fingers, and Gomez Addams grins again, just as mischievous and heartfelt as ever.